Hello, this is David Crow. I am going to be setting up the worship service for January the 29th, 2023. And so allow me to show you how we use Propresenter. I'm going to go ahead and open up Propresenter. And if you're brand new to this program, don't understand it, this is the new software that our church is using now to run our projector system. But it does so much more than that. It's pretty incredible because it can run about 10 different screens, maybe 20 different screens, all with different content on them, all at the same time. And so let me just show you. This is last Sunday's service right here where we've got our announcements. In the middle is your live presentation, what they call the show, your live show that's happening. All of your main stuff is in the middle where you can click on it and it'll show up. In the top right, you've got your monitor. And underneath that, you can change your screens. And so when we get into something like music or verses, here's what it looks like right now on the main screen of the sanctuary. We call that our front and back screens because we have the back screen that the choir and people on stage will look at from the stage. We also have, though, like a live stream going on. And so that's what it looks like on the live stream simultaneously. But it's all run from this main screen here. If we have a lobby screen, that's what the lobby screen would look like, and we're hopeful to buy and place lobby screens over the next few weeks or months. And then we have a stage screen that if anybody's up on stage and they just want to kind of see what's coming as you get into the music, it will queue up the lyrics for them, and it'll let them know, like in white text, what the current lyrics are. In orange text, kind of what the next lyrics are, where the song is going, and that's what our stage people will see. But again, when you go back to your front and back screens, this is what people in the room are seeing. So it's a pretty cool program. It replaces a lot of, it kind of boils down maybe a crew of 5 people down to 1 person from one program, and it's made this program a very valuable program for our church. So what I'm going to do is kind of walk you through setting up the service for January the 29th. And if you look on the left side, you've got your libraries and your playlists. That uses the language playlist, Propresenter does. That's what we're calling our service, it's a playlist. We're going to create a new playlist. And the way I love to do that now is once we have a service that was done the week before, I like to right click on that service and do duplicate, choose duplicate. And so now we have a duplicate of last week's service. I'm going to rename it. So I right click and hit rename, and that will be January 29. So that's going to be the new service. We don't really need these old services anymore now that we've duplicated it and made a newer service for this Sunday. When you look below your library bin, you've got your kind of your items for the service. This is what I call the bird's eye view over the whole service, where you got your announcements, your scripture reading, all your songs. You can click on those at any time on your left area here, and it'll jump to those things. So if I'm preaching and I say, the Bible says in 2 Corinthians 12:9, if you're somewhere else in the presentation, then you can just click on it quickly and get there, or you can just kind of scroll in the middle of the program, and that's your show. So at this point, as we've been using this program, we're not really using any of this extra stuff on the bottom right or on the right side. Everything's kind of in our library, our kind of a bird's eye overview of items for the service, and then our middle is our live show that we're running for the service. And then the top right is our monitor screen. So it's a bit of a learning curve to get into Propresenter. I'm going to try my best to do this for you as we work through it. So what I'm going to do is kind of shift from Propresenter, though, over to my my stuff online, where I've got 2 tabs open here. I've got my email, and I've got my kind of my planning center overview of the service. What happens is every week we get an email. Right now it's Zach Horsfield sending us the emails, and they have the service overview and links to stuff where you can watch videos of the music. What we're concerned for setting up our service is we want this file, which is our lyrics file. So this is the lyrics for January 29, And the way that Zach sends them, the way that we've talked about this, is you want to send the lyrics exactly as we're going to sing them for Sunday. And so what we're going to do is take those lyrics and make sure that they line up perfectly for the room. Basically, we could copy and paste, or we'll do a few things as we work through this to make sure the lyrics line up as we move through the songs. The other thing I like to do is I like to make sure that just the service in the program, it just goes straight through, where you're not going to have to kind of click around to get to different things. But just going linear, I like to put everything in sequential order as we're going to sing it, as we're going to talk about it from beginning to end. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to these announcements. And we're in the January 29th playlist. We're looking at the announcements. And we're going to make sure these announcements line up exactly with what we have on the announcements here in our Planning Center. So if you don't have access to Planning Center, reach out to me. I can add you to it, but I think all of you in our team have access to our Planning Center. So we're going to make sure these announcement slides go in the order and the number that we have in Planning Center. So it starts with the welcome lunch, which is right here. I don't think we can just drag that. Oh, we can. Okay. I just left clicked on it and did kind of a hard drag, click and drag to make it the right order. So I think that's an easier way to go. Another way you can go is you can right click on it and go edit slide, and it will let you, it kind of brings you into this different area that's kind of like PowerPoint. It's very similar to PowerPoint. You can drag the slides and kind of move around, add text to them if you want to with this plus sign. You can do a lot of things in this thing, but since we can kind of drag these around and we kind of have the announcements we need. Oh, by the way, this is where you can add a new announcement. You can just go up to this little plus sign and add a new blank slide, and then kind of drag your images in or import them. Yeah, I think you can add and then go to media, and you can add in your stuff. Or I drag and drop from a folder is what I'll do. So I think, let me just hit the button that says show to go back to our main show. And let's just keep going through the announcements. Secondly, we have our Wednesday night activities. That's this guy. We're going to drag that into slot 2. Next, we have the evangelism class. Share Jesus without fear. That's our third announcement. So that's going to become our third slide. And then we have volunteers for the nursery is number 4. That's down here. So we're going to make that our next slide after Share Jesus without fear. And then it's going to end with the marriage conference. So you have these other slides in here. The Legends event is over. That's on the 28th. So I'm just going to right click and do, I think, delete. And that slide will be gone. I'm going to keep these other slides hanging around in case somebody from the stage mentions them during the announcements. We can click on them briefly. So what's cool about the announcements is, let's say you get to the service and you're the one running the service. And there's a lot of time sometimes before the service begins, and so people are just kind of sitting in the room looking at a blank screen. You can literally go into your announcements section, and this little button right here is your slide. Let's hover over it and see what it calls it, the slideshow. What I like to do is click on this and hit 5. And so what it'll do is it'll kind of say the welcome little video we got, and then after every 5 seconds, it should advance to the next slide. So I'm going to go ahead, and you can kind of see the timer right here. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's advancing. When you look at the monitor for the front and back screens, that is advancing those slides every 5 seconds. So people sitting down in the service are able to look up at the screen and see these before the service begins. Because there's a lot of text on them, I'm going to expand it to 10 seconds. And that way they can just kind of watch this before the service begins. And then what I love to do when someone's sharing the announcements is I will go back to that button and hit none. And that shuts off all of the automatic advances. Where now when someone's up on stage giving announcements, I will just click on whatever they're talking about. So it'll be on the screen and it'll stay there until you click the next slide. And so if they talk about it for 5 seconds, boom, it's there for 5 seconds. If they talk about it for a minute, you just leave it there. And it shouldn't advance at all to the next slide until you're ready for that. So until you click it. So the other thing you can do instead of clicking is you can always hit the right arrow button on your laptop or computer keyboard, and the right arrow button will always advance through the next few slides. So that is all we need for the announcements. We're done with that for this next Sunday. Our scripture reading is not going to be 1 John 1:9. And so let's see what our scripture reading is. It's Philippians 4:19. So this is going to take a little bit of overview. The easy way to do this is click up here on the Bible button, and we're going to enter in Philippians 4:19 and just hit enter. It already sets up a template, and if you need our templates, we will share them with you for free on like a zip drive or something. Just let us know if you need them. And the key here is you kind of look at it, looks good, gives you the, and it's already pasting it for some reason over our welcome video. We'll fix that in a second. The key here, once you've created your text and you have your options button here where you can add like show the verse numbers, you can change your template, you can do a number of things here. And you have your different Bibles. We only use the English Standard Version right now. So you won't really need that right now if you have the right template set up. But you want to go down here to where it says Save As, and you want to save it to playlist January 29. And then once you're done with that verse, you'll go back and click the Show button up at top. And it doesn't spit the verse in where you want it. It actually over here on the bird's eye view puts the verse on the very bottom here, where what I like to do is drag it now all the way up to the scripture reading. I just left clicked on it where my mouse button stayed down, and I dragged it right where I want it. And so now we've got the verse right here. We have kind of a newer template there that is doing a different font, and the font looks fine. Let's add a different video to the background of it. So I'm actually going to right click on 1 John 1:9 now, and I'm just going to delete it. So we don't need it. This is our new scripture reading. But you want to add a video. What happens in Propresenter, if you don't add a new video before it, it'll default to the video in your show that shows up in the show before your next video that you place. So the only video we have in the show right now is the welcome video. We need to add something new. The way you get to your videos is you click on the media button up top, and you can scroll through all your videos and find something good. I have a folder here called crosses, and so I'm going to add a cross video. We'll do this one here, and so you click on the video and it begins, and it says, "And my God will supply all of your needs according to your riches and glory in Christ." That video is going to show up with the text in the room. The live stream lyrics are going to see that verse. It kind of changed in the font and then the lower half of their screen from home on the live stream. But we now have the video and the verse ready for that. So let's move on to our songs. Now these are the songs we did last week. God of mercy, His mercy is more, I will glory in my Redeemer. I'm going to hold down my shift key over here under songs of gratitude. I'm going to click on God, oh God of mercy. I'm holding down my shift button and I'm clicking on His mercy is more, and I will glory in my Redeemer. And now I'm going to let go of shift. I'm going to right click and go down and delete those songs, because we're not singing those songs. We're going to sing some new songs. And to learn what those new songs are, let's look at our service. We've got Blessed Be Your Name. So that's our next song. So let's add Blessed Be Your Name. The way you add songs is you go to File, Import, and then we always start with Song Select, which is our CCLI licensed lyric service. We actually have a separate account with Song Select. We pay CCLI copyright licensing for our church. We do everything legal, and so we pay a fee for every song we sing and for every song that goes out on our live stream. And it's the legal, correct thing to do. And so what that gives you, though, is it gives you access through their service called Song Select, which allows you to import lyrics of any song into your software. So we're looking up Blessed Be Your Name. I'm typing it in. Be Your Name. And it looks like we've got two choices up here. I believe Matt Redmond wrote the one we are going to do. Yeah, that's it. So we're going to import that. And so that now is coming in. And we have some setups here as we import it where we're setting it up to the templates that we've set, preset. Again, if you need those templates, we share those, or you can create your own if you want. I'll show you how to do all that here in a moment or in a bit. We're going to put this song into our music library, where later on, if we sing it again, we can just draw it out of the music library and we'll have it. And we're going to add it to the playlist January 29. I like to go to this little button here called Edit, where I can look over the song and just kind of see how it's going to look. And this allows you to edit it and follow it out. So let's see what Zach has done. Remember, to get to the songs, you got to go back to your email and look at your song lyric. So he's got verse 1, verse 2, pre-chorus, chorus. Let's see if it follows that. You got verse 1, verse 2, yep. Pre-chorus, it's got that, and then chorus. I don't know why it's got the dead slide here, so we can remove that later. But it follows the same format that Zach outlaid it, and this is just importing where I'm not having to type any of this. It's just coming through Song Select. It comes in with all of your publisher information. Actually has the CCLI license number that we can display if we want to in the room. But our media director, Steve, adds that to the end of every service. It goes after that to verse 3, and then verse 4, and then bridge. So let's see what he does here. So he does, pre-chorus, chorus, verse 3, verse 4, okay. And then pre-chorus, okay. He's got a lot happening here. It looks like just a repeat of the chorus twice. And then he gives the bridge, and then the final chorus, which is a repeat twice. So we're gonna give this song a little bit of work. What we're gonna do right now is let's just hit the button import, which is up here on the right. We're gonna import that song. Again, it spits it out when you're looking at your bird eye section over here, what I call the bird's eye, on the bottom. So let's drag it from there. I'm left clicking on it. I'm dragging it up to Songs of Gratitude. It's the first song of gratitude. It needs a video, so let's go ahead and click on our media button. I'm going to add like the Blue Cross video that worked really well last Sunday. And we can change that video at any time. We're just adding that right now just to make it easy. And I'll hit media button again to kind of get that to go away. But let's do something really cool here that I love about this. We can do this in one of two ways. So this is new if you've never seen this. We can set up our own arrangement of the song that follows what Zach and what our music team is going to do. So I'm going to click on the arrangement button here, and we're going to create a new arrangement. We're just going to call it SOBC arrangement, And now I've got all of the parts of the song listed here in a row where I can start adjusting it. So I'm going to go back and look at what we've done on the lyrics. We've got verse 1, verse 2, pre-chorus, chorus. So verse 1, verse 2, pre-chorus, chorus. All that's there. Verse 3, verse 4, pre-chorus 2. So I got verse 3, verse 4. We're going to add pre-chorus again. And so I take the pre-chorus and I'm just dropping it down because we're going to, again, set this thing up where it goes in the same exact order as what our musicians will sing. After the pre-chorus, though, where do we go? We go back to chorus, but we're doing chorus twice. So I'm going to drag that from up on the old order of that song, which is just the regular arrangement, and we're doing the SOBC, South Orlando Baptist Church arrangement. So we got the chorus going again 2 times. And then after the chorus goes, then we got the bridge, which is there, and it looks like the bridge is there 2 times. Let's look at the bridge for a minute. I'm just scrolling down and looking at it. It's like you give and take away, you give and take away. My heart will choose to say, blessed be your name. I think we're singing that bridge twice. Yeah, the bridge is going twice. So we're going to add another bridge there because we're doing it twice. And I'm looking back here, and then we're ending out on the chorus. But we're singing the chorus again 2 times. So I'm going to drag chorus and chorus. So that is a really quick way to just kind of get in the right order, the right way you want to do it. So we're doing now, when I hit that arrangement button again, I hit that button, and now it says, blessed be your name, SOBC. So now we're going in the exact order that was asked. And it looks like they've got a little blank slide there that maybe our guy can click to. If the band is just jamming out, he can find that and click it if he wants. Or quickly, there's a way to empty it out, and that is to click on, I think it's this button. Yep. So that button will empty out your text. If you look on the far right, you've got all the different layers that go on here, and then to get your lyrics again, you just click back on the lyrics. So that song now flows exactly as we've been asked. A different way, if you want to just do it in a different way to arrange your song, and it's a way that takes a little more work. So I love this this deal here where you can just add your own arrangement of the songs and then keep it SOBC or whatever you want to name it. The other way to do quick edits, let's say that you're in the church early and the band is warming up, and one of the band leaders calls out and says, "Hey, we're changing the lyrics here." You're looking at this going, well, how do I really change the lyrics? There's a couple of ways you can do it. You can right click on the slide and just click on Edit Slide, and that'll take you to this place where you can kind of double click in here and change the lyrics. There's a really quick way to do it, and it might be Quick Edit where you can do it right there. Quick Edit will do it. And you just hit, I think, the X button when you're done in that little corner. The way I love to do it, though, if let's say that the slide has too many words on it, and the words don't look good for the live stream. Okay, these look pretty good, though, looking through the song. It looks like, oh, okay, and I see something. I'll have to teach you a little later how we fix the service where it works better for the live stream at home. But if you needed to adjust that, the quick adjustment that I love to do is called Reflow Editor, where you just click on Reflow, and whoa, look at this. It brings up this editor where you have all of the lyrics on your left, you have all of your parts of the song on the right, and you can literally click on these, select them, and then copy, paste them, and drag them, and then you can like reclassify what they are. So you right click and you go to, I think it's group, and this is totally chorus, right? Or chorus 1 is the group. And you label it where you know your way through the song, or you can get through the song pretty well. That's the Reflow Editor, and it's really helpful a lot of times, and we might use it as we go through this service setup. So go back to the show. That song is ready to roll for the service. It's really, really ready. What I noticed looking at the monitors here, the live stream's not really doing the right thing. It's doing the right thing for the verse, but when we get to the song, we have a different template we use for the song. So let me show you how to do that. This is pretty cool. I'm going to click on these two. I'm holding Shift button down, and I'm selecting my verses, and I'm right clicking, and I'm going to add action. And I've created these audience looks where we have the default service, and then we have what's called teaching. Anytime a verse is on the screen, that's under the teaching looks, and that's going to actually adjust now that verse to where you have kind of a almost half of your screen now is covered if you're watching the live stream. But when you come down to the song, I'm going to choose this whole song. I'm left clicked on the beginning slide, and now I'm going to left click on the last slide, but I'm holding the Shift button down. It selects the entire song. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to Add Action. I'm doing Audience Look Default. And when I do default is like our regular video looks for the service, and it's going to correct now this song for your live stream. And I've got to show you how that's built. So now look at what it did. Our teaching slide for the live stream takes up about half the screen, but when we click down to the song and we're looking at the song lyrics, did you see how it changed in your monitor from like a half your screen to like a little box now with the lyrics? So the place where you set all that up is called Screens and Looks. And so the way I like to think of it is you're setting up your screens, and you're setting up how those screens look as you go through. So when I edit looks, this is very advanced, but I created another preset. I created a preset called Teaching. And so let's look at this for a bit. For the regular service, we've got 3 screens right now we're using. We've got our front and back screens, and those are going to use our messages, our props, our announcements, our presentations, our slides, media, our video input if we have one. For the live stream lyrics, though, in the middle online, all they're using is the slide, and then they have their own little thing that we set up in our templates, and we're using live stream template, which if you need that, let me know and I'll give it to you. But we set that look up. Also, the lobby screen is using, it looks like it's using a lobby template that includes a video input. If we ever get the lobby screen going, we're going to have the video of the service feeding out to that. We don't have that set up yet, but that's coming. That's where we're working towards. But look at this. I set up another preset called Teaching. And Teaching now does something a little different. It does the front and back is all the same as before. The live stream is the same as the other live stream, and it is just pushing the slide text. But now the template we set up is called Live Stream Teaching. Instead of Live Stream Template, it's Live Stream Teaching, which is a template we created that will feed now that look to that screen. And so those are my presets on my look screens. And you can tinker around with these to kind of figure out what they look like. So what that means now is when I'm in a presentation and I have that as a template, I can go now and add the action and add the audience look, and it's either default or teaching. So teaching is good when you're sharing a Bible verse or you're sharing a sermon note. And then default is good when we're just singing songs for the live stream people. So again, when you go back to your front and back screens, what people in the room are seeing, I mean, they see basically the main font stuff, no matter what. It's the people at home that are getting a bit of a difference as you work through a service. So, anyways, that's advanced level stuff, and I'll go over that again before I end this video to kind of help you understand that. If you ever need to adjust a template, the way you adjust your templates that you set up, like for your looks and screens, is you go to these three dots here, and you go to your theme editor. And then your theme editor, it actually will pull up all of those different templates where you can adjust the font size, your media. Like if you want to change this blue video to something different, you can. So let's do that for an example here. I'm going to go to the video portion of that, which in your preview mode, it's not running or moving. And then you have this fill area here for the shape. I'm just going to go to media. I'm going to click on media again, and it's going to bring up all the different videos you could use. We have all of the videos available. Let's try the blue tile floor just as an example. I'm just going to select that and hit open. And now we've got the blue tile floor there, and I'm going to go over here to the scale to fit and change it over to scale it to fill up the whole area. And now that is going to be our template for those that sit at home and watch some teaching. See how it changed that video now. It changed it for those at home to like the little dance floor. So I'll probably change that back before the service Sunday. But I'm just trying to help you understand this program a bit and how things fit and work as you work with this program. So let's go ahead and move through the service some more. We've got a couple of other songs, don't we? So let's see what those are. We're only doing Blessed Be Your Name right now, and now we're doing The Wonderful Cross, which is Isaac Watts and Chris Tomlin. So let's add that to our service. You got to do a cross background for that one. I'm going to change our monitor over here back to front and back screens. And I'm going to go back to File and Import and Song Select. And I'll do The Wonderful Cross. And we're going to look for one that's got Chris Tomlin and Isaac Watts. And really, it's the first one there. So let's import it. And we won't mess with edit. I mean, I text on edit. That looks like a lot of print there. We may have to bust that up a bit as we look at it. Let's go ahead and import that song. Back on this main screen, it's on the bird's eye view over here. It puts it on the bottom. We're going to drag it now under Blessed Be Your Name. And then now we're going to adjust it again. I'm going to pull up the arrangement button and hit it. We're going to do a new arrangement. So I go to this drop down here and I'll go to new arrangement. I just call them SOBC. And let's see if we need to do a new arrangement. And if we don't need to, we don't need to. But let's see what we were sent and what we need to do. So let's look there. We've got verse 1, verse 2, chorus. Verse 3, chorus. So we got verse 1, verse 2, chorus. Verse 3, need the chorus again. It looks like he's doing the chorus twice. So he's got chorus twice, and that's it. Chorus twice, song's over. So that's it. I'm going to hit this arrangement button again, and we now have it all in the perfect order. That's exactly the order that's going to be sung. Let's give it a background. So let's go back to the first slide, Wonderful Cross. I'm going to go in Media. We definitely got to do a cross. So we've done a bunch of crosses. Let's do the pink cross here, which is really cool. When I Survey the Wondrous Cross. We can change that to a different one if we want. And then let's look at the whole song for live stream. We know the lobby's going to do good. Let's look at the live stream. For the live stream again, we want to select the whole song and give it that look where we right-click on it and go to Add Action, Audience Look. It's now default. It's not teaching, it's default. So now that we've done that, now when anyone clicks on this song, it's going to, for the live stream, it's not going to be the dance floor video. It's going to be like the smaller box. And it looks like the lyrics fit in that box pretty good. We're just looking through all the lyrics, making sure it looks good for the people on the live stream. It looks good, y'all. That song's about done. Let's see what it looks like in the room. Which again, since we're coming back up from the children's video, it defaulted to that. We're going to go back to the pink video. Looks good in the room. I think the lyrics will work for the room. And folks, we're done with that song. Song's in the right place in the service. And it was real quick doing the arrangement to get the arrangement exactly the way we needed it. So that leads us to our third song for the service. Oh, this is a new one. Oh, the Deep, Deep Love. This is a beautiful song. It's one that I've asked for a while, and we finally have a Sunday where we feel it's the right time to throw this one in, but we've never sung it before. It's Bob Coughlin and Trevor Francis. So let's go to our file, import, song select, and what is it? Oh, the Deep, Deep Love? Is that right? Okay, Trevor Francis. This looks like it is possibly it. Oh, the Deep, Deep Love of Jesus, vast amount. This is it. So we're going to import it. It's the right lyrics. Looking at the lyrics again. Rolling as a mighty ocean in its fullness over me, underneath me, all around me. I'm not seeing, it's public domain because it was written in the 1800s. So I don't think these lyrics are right. And it lifts me up to glory, for it lifts me up to thee. I think these are the old lyrics. And I don't think it's the right song. So we're going to cancel this. Hit the cancel button. And we're going to cancel all of that and try again. So, because it's good if you can just find the right version of it. See, oh, the deep, deep love. So it wasn't the first one. Let's see if we can find the one that's got the writer of the lyrics was a man by the name of I'm trying to remember. If I zoom over and zoom back, it'll disappear, but we got to do it again. I'll show you what I mean in a second. It's Bob Coughlin. Words by Bob Coughlin. So here we are. We're back, and it's gone, right? So we got to go back and do it all over. Import, song select. Well, let's see what he names it. Okay, it's OH. I'm just going to copy it now. Selecting it, copy. Let's see if that changes it at all, helping us find the song. Ah, there it is, Bob Coughlin. So just with that little difference, helped us find the right song. Let's edit it and make sure it's all there. And I'm going to scroll down to the last words, where your love will never end. Now when you zoom over to the right and then zoom back, it's there because it's a different screen. Yeah, it's the right lyrics. Bring us home to glory. Yeah, okay. We're going to import it. Maybe we can find like a song or a video that will, okay, here's what we've done. Okay, when it spits it in, bird's eye view again over on the left, this little box. We're going to drag it up to where it fits in the service, which is right under the third song, Oh, the Wonderful Cross. Let's give it a video, and we can change these videos later. Let's do like the rainy cross here. You got raindrops going. So the deep, deep love of Jesus. Let's change the arrangement and make sure it matches what the band's going to do. So again, I hit the arrangement button. If you're not sure what these buttons are, if you hover over them, it'll tell you what they are. So it says arrangements. Click on it. New arrangement, SOBC. And let's start building it. We got verse 1, chorus 1, verse 2, verse 3. And over here we got verse 1, chorus, verse 2. Oh. I don't really know what this is. Okay, that's verse 2. Verse 1, chorus, verse 2. So verse 1, chorus, verse 2. That follows the same, and then it changes. He goes back to the chorus, and he's doing the chorus twice. So we're going to do the chorus twice. Takes a while to really get that. And then verse 3 is at the end, and then the chorus is sung twice again. So you got verse 3 does not come after verse 2, but after we're singing the chorus twice, you got verse 3 and then chorus twice. I hope I wasn't too fast for that, but did you catch that? Like the way he listed the chorus is it's really the chorus twice. I don't think the chorus in here is the deep, deep love of Jesus. Okay. The deep, deep love, all I need and trust is the deep, deep love of Jesus. The deep, deep love, all I need and trust. See, it's repeated twice. So you got to look at that. You got to catch that. So this now is the right arrangement. We've got verse 1, chorus 1, verse 2, chorus 1 twice, verse 3, chorus twice. Let's make sure this chorus is correct after verse 1. Did he do that twice? No. He only did it once here. So he may adjust that on Sunday. Like if you're setting it up in the service, you're tracking with the band, and they realize maybe they did that wrong, all you got to do is go back to your arrangement button, and then you can kind of add it there if you have to. But that's the song. That's the SOBC version of it, and that should line up good with what the band asked. Verse 1, chorus, verse 2, chorus. So let me double check. Verse 1, oh, no, I messed up. So you got verse 1, chorus, verse 2, chorus. See that? Verse 1, chorus. Verse 2, chorus, chorus. Verse 1, chorus. Verse 2, chorus, chorus. Verse 3, chorus, chorus. All right, we got it. That one took a bit of really looking at to make sure we had it right. It's pretty quick, though, to do all that. So that's the third song. After that, we always dismiss the kids. We try to. We're hopefully going to get that right. You always, if you're doing the service, you want to click on the video and then click on, hey, kids, get out of here. And then we go to the sermon. So for the sermon, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to remove all of these verses from last Sunday. I click on them, and I held Shift down to select them all, and then I'm going to right-click on them and delete them. And I'm going to click on this one here. We're not doing Psalm 51. Right-click and delete. So we got our sermon notes. We're going to change these. I think we can do reflow for. Oh, wow, that looks ugly though, doesn't it? Let's do that. Let's see if that would work. To get to the sermon notes, they're in this. They're in the Planning Center. You can click on them and then kind of set up, copy them. So let's copy and paste that and see if that does what we want. Oh, that did not do what we want. So I've ruined it now. What do I do now? That's not cool. Is there an undo button? Edit, undo, paste. So there is a way to paste style. You can go to edit, paste, and then paste and match style. I'm going to do that, and boom. Now we got it. And that looks fairly good. Let's do points 1 and 2. So I'm going to select them now and copy them. I'm going to go over here and just select them. We're in the reflow editor, and I'm going up to edit, paste and match style. And then I'm clicking in here and I'm taking out the space. And let's do that with point 3 and see what it all looks like in a moment. We're going to make sure it all fits and works okay. So I'm going back, selecting it, edit, paste, match style, and then click and remove that. So I'm going to hit show. Takes us back to the show. These are now the sermon notes. As you trust God with your finances, set your hope on God. Pretty redundant, but true from the passage. Seek opportunities for generosity, store up treasures in heaven. Look at all of that text, though. That fits. It could look better. Maybe we could do something to that. But I'm afraid that our live stream folks are going to be like way overworded. No, they're not. Look at that. They got it all. So remember, we got to go back and do our looks. This is already teaching. This is the teaching look. This song back here, we got to go back and select it all. So I'm holding down Shift, clicking on it all. And I'm going back to Add Action, Audience Look, and it is default. So now if somebody goes back and clicks on the song, it's going to get the lyrics in the little box for those at home in the live stream. And then when they go from that into the Bible verse, because the looks were already edited from before, and we just replace the text, it'll do the half screen thing with the dance floor that we set up. So this one is giving us like a little warning. It looks like it's too much. You've got too much going on here. One or more of the text boxes on this slide is too small to be clipped. It's looking okay. Oh, wait. Let's look at our front and back. Nah, it's fine. We're good. Maybe it's clipping it for the stage screen or something. Nope, that looks good too. Lobby screen. We're good everywhere, man. I'm not worried about the little warning. So that's our sermon. But guess what? We've got to do the text for the sermon. What is the text? It is 1 Timothy 6:17 through 19. Not a big text. We're going to go back to Propresenter, click on Bible. I copied and pasted that in from the Planning Center, hitting Enter. And that looks like it's going to be okay. I don't know about the live stream for that. Let's look at the live stream. Oh, nope, doop. Look at that. We're in trouble. So let me show you how to fix that. Do you see that in your monitor where the words are clipped off? Let me go back to your front and back screen. Let's go ahead and just save it to the playlist down here, to the service, January 29. Hit show to get back to your show, and let's fix this. On our bird's eye box, bird's eye view thing over here, put it on the bottom. I'm going to drag it up to the sermon notes. I always put the scripture reading right above the sermon notes. We can give it the same video where I can click on the blue video, left click it, and then that's not working. So let's add a video for these verses. Let's go to media. We'll do the same blue cross. And then let's fix this. It looks good on the front and back screen, but for the live stream lyrics, it looks bad. So how do we fix that? This is where, again, the reflow editor comes in. So you just hit reflow and look at all this. This lets you kind of split the verse where you would like to. So let's say we need an extra slide. You go to Insert Slide Break. You hit this button. I'm going to put a cursor right there and then hit Insert Slide Break. And it now has given me a slide break to the next slide where I can kind of copy and paste. Or let me select what I want to put in that next slide and then just do Cut. And we're going to go there and hit Paste. And then we've got to... Okay, and I can see where that kind of goofs up with the next slide. But on God, let's take the word who and cut it out of that slide and add it to the next one. Who richly provides us. So this here is the reference. We're going to remove the reference. And so you got the verse here, and then the verse with the reference. And then we've got verse 18, verse 19. This last verse looks like it's a big deal. Thus storing up for themselves a good foundation for the future. Let's put the break right there and put the cursor after the future. You just left click on where you want it and you hit Insert Slide Break. And it does it. And now when we go back to the show, our verse looks a lot better. and a lot shorter. It's not putting the reference on every slide, which is okay. But now when you look at your live stream, it all fits. It all fits now, and it gives the references as you move through. So that's a way to do that. And then let's make sure that this is edited well as a teaching thing. I'm going to go, I selected all of it, add action, audience look, teaching. So now no matter what, whenever they click on any of this, it's going to format it for the live stream people at home where it's a teaching slide. So we might add a few more verses before the Sunday, but as for now, that's all we're adding. We got our sermon notes. They're all there. They look good. They look good. Let's look at front and back. That seems to be a lot there. There may be a way to adjust that. But as for now, I think we're good. We have a closing song we need to add. It's not Grace is Greater Than All of Our Sin. It's a different song, so I'm going to right-click and delete that song. Let's go back to our email and find it. I surrender all. Okay, that should be easy. Winfield Scott Whedon, and then Judson W. Van de Winter. What a name. My name is Judson W. Van de Winter. Okay, let's look for those names. Winfield Scott, I surrender all. You know the drill by now, right? We go to File, go to Import, Music Tracks. Whoa, that is not the right thing. We go to File, Import, Song Select. I surrender all. I hit enter. Oh, there, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Should do. Let's look at the edit screen to make sure all to Jesus, I surrender. It looks like you got 3 verses, 4 verses. What is Oh, the joy of full salvation glory? So we got 3 verses. We're gonna make sure these work. Let's add this one and see if it works. Import, and then we're gonna go to the arrangement, and we're gonna do a new arrangement, SOBC, and let's follow what we have here. Make sure it all works. All to Jesus I surrender, all to Him I freely give. Verse 1. Chorus. He's got verse 2 and chorus. We're gonna drag chorus down after verse 2. Let's make sure verse 2 is the right verse. All to Jesus I surrender, humbly at His feet I bow, is what they're telling me it is. And then, it's not the verse 2 of what the musicians are going to do. So it looks like they have all to Jesus I surrender, make me Savior, Holy Lion. Let's see if verse 3 has that. It is that. So we're going to actually X out verse 2. When you kind of hover over it, you can X it out. And we're going to drag what is their verse 3 into where verse 2 is, which is our arrangement. So make me Savior, holy thine is their verse 3, which is our verse 2. Let me feel thy Holy Spirit, truly know that thou art mine. That's it. Then they go back to the chorus. And then let's see if the verse 3, their verse 4 lines up with our verse 3. All to Jesus I surrender, Lord, I give myself to thee. And it does. Fill me with thy love and power. Let thy blessing follow me. And then they have another verse 5, which we're going to cancel out. And then we're going to add the chorus. So we got verse 1 chorus, verse 3 chorus, verse 4 chorus. And those verses line up. And that's everything we have. Looks kind of like a shorter imitation. So if someone has to make a decision, we might have to sing it again. We'll see. That is the service. And remember, it spits it there at the bottom. Let's give that a video. We can do the crown of thorns. Oh, it looks like I put it in the wrong spot. So I'm going to right click, delete. And I'm going to go back to the beginning of this song. Let's go ahead and hit the arrangement button to shut down that. I'm going to put the crown of thorns there and take a look at it. See, I don't think this works the best when you have the sun in the background and the lyrics aren't popping as clear. So let's give it a different video. We'll delete that one. And we can do the Christian ichthus here. See if that looks better. I think with the fish again, you got white next to white or bright next to bright. So let's not do that. We can do this one. It's a light blue. That seems to work, huh? We can change it in the service. If you get in the room and it looks like garbage on the screen, you can change it. So that is how you set up the service. That's a lot, but it's pretty cool. And let's make sure we move back from teaching on the looks. Okay, it's default. It'll tell you up here. But let's go to the last song and make sure, let's select it and make sure it's got the right audience look. So right click, label, I think, or no, action, add action, audience look, and it's default when we're not in teaching mode. It's got the little kind of glasses with the mustache. And so that's going to work fine now for the front and back screens and for the live stream. So there you go. That is a service. We're done with the service. Couple of things, extra credit stuff. Again, if you're trying to figure out how do I really set it up where it's going to change the looks at home from teaching to music, that is done under screens, edit looks. And you set up what you want to show and where. And so we have our live, which is right now it's teaching, but we have default and teaching. Those are the presets we have. Again, where it feeds the difference on the live stream is when we're in teaching. Right here under presentation, it's feeding this template we created called live stream teaching that gives you a lot more space for a lot more lyrics and words and verses. Where when we are doing the default, the live stream is getting a look that is this template, your live stream template. So we created two templates, live stream template and live stream teaching. I could probably change the name of that to live stream default and then live stream teaching. And then, as you go through the service, you can edit those templates in More and Theme Editor, and you find them here under lower thirds video, and we've got our template and our teaching, and you can enlarge the text, you can change the video background, you can do a lot. And you go back to your show, and then as you're working through the service, you want certain things to be labeled as default and other things to be labeled as teaching. So I go through and I now will select everything and assign the action there of where you select it and you right click and you go add action and change the audience look for whatever section of the service you're in. That's extra credit stuff. It's advanced level stuff, but it's not too hard. All of you watching this, you need to make sure you have the templates so you can set all this up at home. And then you can save it to a thumb drive and then bring it in and spit it into the main computer we're using in worship. And so we're going to have to try that over the next few weeks because I no longer need to be setting up these services every week. I need others to take that and to run with that. Let me know. Email me if you have other questions that you want me to address. But that, my friends, is how we go through a service and set up a service for Sunday worship here at South Orlando Baptist Church. Thank you so much for watching this. I'm going to shut it down somehow. Let me find that. God bless you, and I hope that you will be assisting us very soon with setting up these services.